Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies, coming at you with more 40k goodness. I have felt personally that there's been a little bit of a drought when it comes to 40k releases from Games Workshop over the course of the last, I guess since the start of the year really. We did get some Kroot were amazing, and we did get some Dark Angels, and Dark Angels were amazing, but week to week there hasn't been that much to do, and I've been feeling a little bit lacking on 40k content for you guys on my channel. So I'm just going to go back and do my original favorite thing to do, and that is paint some Space Marines. So I really enjoyed painting my Horus Heresy playlist, where I painted all 18 legions, one video for each one showing you guys how to paint them, and all those videos tend to do pretty well. You guys like to see a Space Marine painting video, and that's what I'm hopefully going to deliver for you guys here today. And continuing forward, I would like to do a series of videos where I just pick random or obscure Space Marine chapters, do a video painting it up, and also talking through what lore they have, if they have any, or if they're only small or only starting, maybe they want to have a lot. And the one I decided to start with is one that is near and dear to my heart, and that is of course the Blood Ravens. Ever since the launch of Dawn of War 1 and that original launch trailer, I've been in love with them. I've always wanted a full force of them, never really gotten around to it, but I decided best way to start this new series of painting Space Marines is with them. I love them to bits, so hopefully you guys are excited to see that. Before I get into the video, as per usual, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of my patrons. Without you guys, I cannot continue doing what I am doing. So if you would like to support the channel, help it grow even further, there's links to that down below in the comments, or in the description, sorry. You can access our private Discord server where you can talk to me about your hobby on a daily basis, and I'm going to give an extra vlog style video every single day over on my Patreon for you guys to comment and react to, let you know what's going on with the channel. This is a great place to direct me as to what Space Marine chapter you would like to see me do next, and so on and so forth. So if you want to help direct the channel moving forward, that's a great place for you as well. Okay, without further ado, let's get stuck in to painting this Blood Raven. In today's video, we are going to focus on the Blood Ravens. To give you a little bit of background information on the Blood Ravens, the Blood Ravens were originally created to be the video game chapter of Space Marine. So they were used in Dawn of War 1, 2, and 3. And as such, they weren't really recognized as a true chapter up until I think 2 codexes ago. They were kind of just left alone to be, part of the video game franchise. They don't play a part in the actual traditional role of, like in Space Marine codexes and stuff. But now that is no longer the case. They are definitely a full-fledged chapter. They have full lore and background and history, and it's particularly awesome. I'm going to share with you some of their background history and information now, so you guys can learn a little bit more about this awesome chapter, and then of course enjoy me painting one up for you guys. Hopefully both of these pieces of information will help you out. So the Blood Ravens are a loyalist Space Marine chapter of unknown genetic origin and founding. The origins of the Blood Ravens are shrouded in mystery and are believed to be tied to the dark truth related to the Horus Heresy. This elusive chapter has always been drawn to the pursuit of knowledge and the acquisition of ancient lore. It produces an unusually large number of librarians among its ranks, as a high proportion of neophytes develop psychic abilities soon after the implementation with the Blood Ravens gene seed organs. The powerful Blood Ravens librarians guide the chapter, enabling them to fight with a precision and calculated fury made possible by their ability to predict and thwart their enemy's strategies and tactics before they come to pass. These arcane powers have led to great suspicion and some worry about the true nature and origins of this chapter in the rest of the Imperium. As much as they are known for their bravery and combat efficiency, the Blood Ravens chapter is also renowned for their obsession with recovering lost information and technology. These battle brothers have repeatedly shown a willingness to accept non-traditional techniques and extreme approaches to that some lost relic or tomb could be recovered and secured within their vaults. Their tendency to rely heavily upon a higher than normal number of psychically talented Space Marines only serves to further differentiate the Blood Ravens from most other chapters. Some members of the Adeptus Ministratum believe that this reliance upon psychers is a potential disaster, while others respect and fear the advantages these talented battle brothers have repeatedly proven to their chapter. The Blood Ravens are now a fleet-based chapter following the loss of their original home planet of Aurelia. Their own records have been expunged, and the ones kept by the Ordo Malleus concerning the chapters are sealed. Perhaps because of this, the Blood Ravens hunger for knowledge and are particularly obsessed about discovering the truth behind their creation. After being cut off from the Imperium at large by the birth of the Great Rift, the Blood Ravens were delivered the gene seed to make their own Primera Space Marines by Shield Captain Apollos Petrax of the Adeptus Custodes and a Torchbearer fleet. The decimation that the Blood Ravens endured as a chapter while being cut off from reinforcements and aid necessitated a rapid induction of these new transhuman progeny. The chapter's apothecaries and librarians have researched their Primaris gene seed extensively for any clues as to the Blood Raven's unknown genetic origins. What they have discovered remains unknown to outsiders. So hopefully that, guys, gives you an indication of some of the lore and background behind the Blood Ravens. As you can see, they are clearly fleshed out Space Marine chapter. They have a full host of lore. They even have unique characters with Gabriel Angelos, and obviously some named characters as well, like the librarians. I really do love and admire their chapter colors, the like really dark reddy brown color scheme for their armor, along with the cream shoulder pads and the raven symbol on their shoulder. Makes them really stark. Because of the fantastic opening scene we got with the Dawn of War 1 video game, I know for myself, that impacted me quite a lot. It was kind of the first real cinematic thing we'd ever seen Space Marines fight in, and it was always fantastic. When it comes to painting their armor on the layering stage, as you can see, I now have Mephiston red and Doombull brown, because I don't think there's an exact match for the kind of mid-tone color that Blood Raven's armor should be. It is not a scarlet red color. It's definitely more on the brown side of things. So that's what I decided to do. I got Mephiston red and Doombull brown, and I mixed those 50-50 on a wet palette, and that provided me with my mid-tone. I will jump up to Mephiston red later on to add the really kind of highest highlights to it, but as you can see, it is not a brown and it's not a red, it's somewhere in between, and I think it is the perfect color for highlighting these guys up. I'd love to know what you guys think of that in the comments below. Do let me know what you think. If anyone is unsure on the lore bit that I did before that, the kind of ongoing hypotheses of the Greater Imperium and most people is that these guys are descended from the Thousand Sons, a obviously heretic chapter of Chaos Space Marines, or Legion of Chaos Space Marines, who are of course heavily psychic induced. They were all psychers, every single one of them, and that would indicate as to why these guys have a higher number of psychers and why their kind of lore and background is sealed. Whether Belisarius Call knows this and is sending out their gene seed anyway, we don't really know. Belisarius Call plays many sneaky games in the background that even Guilliman doesn't know about in his kind of mad obsession to get as many Primaris Space Marines out into the galaxy as possible. As you can see, this highlight is working really well, making the armor like finally pop. I must say, it does feel really, really nice to finally be back painting Space Marines. I know I did paint up some Dark Angel Space Marines a little while ago. Dark Angels never really resonated with me all that well. Please don't jump at me and attack me in the comment section for that. They're just, yeah, they're awesome, but as it goes, a knightly Space Marine chapter, I prefer the Templars for that. I'm definitely not one of those like YouTube channel or YouTubers or creators or whatever that, you know, craps all over Space Marines and talks about not painting them or avoiding them. I love them. I've loved them for so long. I probably have over 1,000 Space Marines, if not more. I've got 3 or 4 chapters of Space Marines painted up. I love them. I think they're also a delight to paint. They're really enjoyable. They're really kind of clean cut. And with the wide variety of Space Marine chapters out there, you don't need to create your own chapter. Just think of a color scheme that you like and then look up and see if there's already some existing Space Marine chapters out there. Therefore, you'll already get like your own lore built in and stuff, which I think is really cool. So as goes highlighting, I've done the reds, I've done the creams. The Morghast Bone is a great one. With the Morghast Bone, it was not a single coat like I showed there. I think it was 3 thin coats in the end to get a nice, smooth kind of bone consistency to the shoulder pad, which I think is super important for Blood Ravens. And the thin coats really did build it up quite nicely. If, you know, the whole armor needed to be bone, I wouldn't be using that technique. I'm, for one, not layering up a piece of armor with 3 coats. But like I said, 2 shoulder pads only takes a couple of seconds to do, so I'm more than happy to jump in. Ironbreaker is then brought in to highlight all those bits we did lead belcher, and then they got null and oiled. This will quickly make all those metallic bits pop and stand out. I really like these. Has a heavy bolt pistol. He's got a combat blade. I decided to cut away a sheath for his blade, and is of course across the back of his armor. So it looks like he has drawn it from his back. I think that's a really cool place to keep a blade. Obviously, it's very easily accessible for the Marine. With that, he's looking fairly fresh, fairly neat and tidy. We're going to add some warp lightning into his eye lenses. Now, if you've accidentally gone in with the red and covered that up, all you have to do is get a bit of more gray seal or any really kind of bright paint. Paint the eye lenses that color first, then go in with the warp lightning afterwards and make it pop. For the last little touch, I'm going to add some chipping and weathering damage with some sponge and a tweezers dipped in some silver. Most of the silver is then removed from the sponge, and then we use some very light stippling just to catch edges and add chip damage. I don't hate, I saw many people paint beautiful, clean looking Space Marine armies. I prefer the aesthetic of chipped, battered and worn armies. The Space Marines are almost always in conflict. So I think it always helps to, I always picture that like the patter of small arms that pings off their armor as they're being marching across the battlefield. And this will obviously cause all those little chips in the paint, but will absolutely do nothing to the ceramite armor underneath. Now, I talked briefly in the outro of this video that I didn't do any chapter symbols or stuff on the shoulder pads because I personally wouldn't bother. I would go online, try and find a transfer sheet and use transfers because I love transfers. Here is a couple of high-res images of the model, and I must say, I really like how he turned out. I think he looks quite striking. I hope you guys are excited for the continuation of this series where I delve into a bunch of other Space Marine chapters, show you guys how to paint them, and share their lore a little bit. Please let me know in the comments if you are excited to see that. Okay guys, and there we have it, our finished Blood Raven. I say finished, realistically he needs some transfers, and transfers are something that I will order up for them if I can find a really nice page of them somewhere. I'm sure some company has them somewhere. If you guys know any great ideas for that, please let me know in the comments below. I would have done some freehand on it, but I feel like that would be a little bit disingenuous because I wouldn't freehand try any symbol for any Space Marine chapter across an army. I just would not do that. I would definitely just look third party to get some transfers made or some STL prints for different shoulder pads and to save myself a lot of time and effort. Freehanding is not my jam. And I felt like if I tried to freehand their symbol on the shoulder pad, like I said, it would be a little bit dishonest of me because it's not what I would actually do. Hopefully you liked the result, the reddy brown armor color with the cream shoulder pads. I like doing Assault Intercessors as painting video options because of the open pose. Helps it to, the camera takes them very well. So hopefully you enjoyed that as well. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a like. Ask me any questions you want in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on all future uploads. It really does help the channel when you do those 3 things. Thank you for sticking around to the very end. I'll see you in the next one, guys.